Hello, I am the Bostonian Critic signing in with a new review. Well, I just basically came back from a screening for the new Star Wars movie, Star Wars Episode 8: The Last Jedi, the newest live-action Disney movie, and I can't wait to tell you my real opinions right now, because let me tell you, when I was looking at the trailers to this film, I got so excited. Like, this was the film I was excited for the most, aside from Pirates of the Caribbean 5, or some of the other films as well. But this one was the one I was looking forward to the absolute most of this year. So now, what did I think about it? Not only did this really succeed in my expectations to being a great sequel, it is probably the absolute best Star Wars movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Not only that, I probably love it the same way as I did with Episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith, which is also my favorite episode of Star Wars. Yeah, I like the prequels. Kill me. I'm kidding. But anyway, I was really looking forward to this, and it really exceeded my expectations from a big Star Wars fan like me. Like, it really succeeded extremely. Like, I had a total blast with this film. So the last episode was The Force Awakens, of course, and yeah, parts of it was like A New Hope, but to be very honest, I really did not give a crap. I really loved it. I thought it was a very well-made movie. I watched it last night. It still incredibly well holds up. It's still a great film. Rogue One: A Star Wars Story was last year's movie. It wasn't an episode, but it was just a standalone movie between Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and Episode 4, A New Hope. And I loved it, but I did have two problems with it. Like, there was no opening crawl, and I didn't care for the main character, Jin. The actress did fine. It's just the direction that she was given. But I thought she was pretty bland. But thank God everybody else was great. Even the story was very solid. The action was great. And it probably had the best space battle I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, with this episode of Star Wars, the story is about... literally it takes place right after the last episode. It actually opens up with a bunch of cruisers flying away from that planet that their base was at, because the First Order had tracked them down. Kind of like how Episode 5 did, but actually did it in a different way. Alright, so they're trying to escape from the First Order, led by a bunch of Star Destroyers. One was like almost like a Super Star Destroyer, but it had like bigger cannons and stuff, which was really cool to actually see. Like, I almost thought it was like a Death Star array or something. Like the Death Star guns or something. I don't know, but it was really cool. But the first characters that we got to see was, of course, was Paul Dameron, played again by Oscar Isaacs, and Leia Organa, played by the late Carrie Fisher. Or Poe and his BB unit, BB-8, are trying to like get they're trying to destroy all the guns so that way they can escape safely. But Leia told him to resist. But he had one more thing to go, but she told him to come back. He did stop them, but then when he arrived back, I'm not gonna lie, she actually smacks him in the face, and I'm like, I'm demoting you. I'm like, what? This guy saved your ass. Pardon my language, but still. Oh, but yeah. I mean, jeez. But then, we did get introduced to our other character from the last film, Finn, played again by Joe Boyega, who woke up from a coma because in the last episode, Kylo Ren, which I will talk about in a minute, used his lightsaber in the last episode when they were doing a lightsaber duel. He punched him in the, and then he cut his back. Not to say he separated or something. It just he just left a mark on him. Like a good scar mark or something. And then when Poe saw him, he was really happy to see him alive. And then Finn was asking him where was Rey. Then of course we cut down to the planet Akshu, or whatever you call it, the planet, or that was in the ending of the last episode, where we see Rey, played again by Daisy Ridley, I'm sorry, played again by Daisy Ridley, and we finally see Luke Skywalker played once again by Mark Hamill. Oh, and as you imagine, he's amazing, absolutely amazing. Well, he played it like his original character, but it kind of as a grumpy old man, but he was still all amazing in this movie. Well, at first he didn't want to train her to be a Jedi because he thinks that the Jedi should actually end. But Rey wants to find out her place in all of this. Like, where does she come from? What is the actual force? Like, what's the balance and stuff? And they explain everything about it. But then, while that's also going on, the Resistance is still trying to escape. I have one battle where Kylo Ren, played again by Adam Driver, is riding its TIE fighter. He sees Leia. He senses that his mother was in one of the ships. Then I won't dare say what else happens, but basically it's up to Rey and the others to stop the First Order, but basically try to escape them and also try to build keep growing their alliance, but it's pretty much for them right now. For the Resistance, it's kind of complicated. And yeah, that's basically about it. There's a lot of great twists and turns, a lot of great action. The good stuff is obviously so many excellent stuff. The action, some of the best I've seen in a Star Wars movie. The characters, incredibly well written, funny, fun to watch, and very well executed. The connections of the characters are very believable. When there's actually a good emotional moment, it really is really emotional. The film was directed by Rian Johnson, who directed Looper and Brick, which I've never heard of Brick, but I've heard of Looper before. That one had Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt from Treasure Planet and Dark Knight Rises. So, it was directed by him, and honestly, the direction that he did was amazing. The best I've seen in any Star Wars movies. The effects, unbelievable. There's still practical effects in the movie, but the CG is incredible. At least just as good as what Beauty and the Beast and Pirates 5 did. Even though the effects in those films were great, this one was excellent as hell. The twists and turns are just incredible. Even the surprises. There's one big surprise that I dare not ruin for you. But once you see it, you are going to scream. Because I'm like, because it was that awesome to actually finally see something that amazing. So, even the ending was really great too. The big climax. If you've seen the trailers, there was a bunch of walkers there, and there are, the AT-ATs, but you don't see them until the climax. Which is pretty understandable. But, and there's a big showdown at the end as well. And we do see the other characters, like another character named Rose, which Finn goes out on an adventure with to, stop the First Order, find someone on, a code master or something. Because they go to this casino planet, and it's really incredible. There's another Admiral character played by Laura Dern, who you definitely remember her as Dr. Santler from the Jurassic Park movies, which is really incredible. And speaking of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, for the trailer, I am actually pretty interested for the way it looked. The effects are still great when they got a different director and the same guy who did the first film. The last film. But anyway, Laura Dern was in the film as well as one of the admirals, who I almost thought was a bad guy, but she actually wasn't, so I'm glad they didn't make her as a bad guy. So, the other characters like 3PO, R2-D2, they're still here, and it's incredible. Chewie's still in it. And there's one thing I should definitely mention about. There's these creatures called the Porgs, and they're like a mix between an owl mix, penguin, or puffin or something. And my God, they're probably the cutest things you'll ever see in a Star Wars movie, or even one of the cutest things ever, because my brother's girlfriend and I were actually going on. Some of the other people were laughing at it too. And I'm like, those creatures are they're like the Tokopis. Yeah, I got a plushie doll for Togepi. I've had this since I was a kid, back in 2003. Oh yeah, I got them at Toys R Us for Christmas. As I still have them to this day. But they're like the Togepis of Star Wars characters. I was like, they're that adorable. I actually really want one. Like, I really want one of those plushie dolls or something. But, yep. So, of all the films I've seen this year, this one is by far the absolute best. I just don't know what else to say about it. It's just so excellent, so great. Alright, here's a big downside to the film. There's a certain amount of people that actually really hated the movie. I'm like, what? Now here's the thing. The critics' reviews, 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's great. The audience's reaction on Rotten Tomatoes, 57% of audiences really liked it. I'm like, what? How? Because I'm like, I'm definitely still seeing this. I'm not gonna because all the other internet critics have definitely enjoyed it too, as well. So I went to go see it, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I think, so like I said before, I love it the same way, or maybe a little bit as much as Episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith. I basically love them both. Or for the same way as one of my favorite films ever now. So yeah, Star Wars Episode 8 is truly a film you should really go see, for yourself. There's a lot of, the action is great, the story is very well told, probably the best story you'll probably see in one of the Star Wars movies. And it's one of the best sequels ever made. You should definitely give it a watch. I dare, and got a theater right by you, get a ticket, go and see it. See it either 3D or an IMAX 3D. It was so worth the money that I got. It was so worth the money. Like the price of admission, I'm actually trying to say. So I'm gonna say, give it a watch. Grab your lightsaber, head to your theater, and take a look at it. It's worth it. For every penny you got. I know I keep on saying it, but it's just so. So yeah, if you like what you see right here, comment below. What did you think about it? Or just comment below. Click a like on this video. And subscribe to my page, and follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and I will see you in the next video. I am the Bostonian Critic, and I'm signing out. Take care.